Ellie Bryson is a 31-year-old student and newlywed. Her normal life is suddenly shattered by disturbing memories she can't explain.
It just comes in an instant.
Could her mysterious wounds be proof she's been kidnapped by aliens?
I get bruises that don't make sense.
Ellie now wants to know the truth, but what will she find?
My body is in shock because this doesn't feel real anymore.
These are the stories of women who are willing to confess to alien abductions. UFOs. Each year, hundreds of alleged sightings are reported around the world. Still, no one has been able to prove aliens exist. The internet is filled with stories and videos of alleged sightings. 1 in 10 people claim to have had close encounters with alien life forms. Can this be true? And if so, what is the purpose of their visits? Ellie Bryson's story may help reveal the truth. Ellie grew up in Innisfree, a small town on the eastern coast of Ireland.
It's very country. I lived about 3 miles from the local village, which would have a population of 1,500, 1,000. Of course, it's got 2 pubs and a church.
When she was 28, Ellie wanted a change. Her American friend Barbara Crenshaw encouraged Ellie to move to Montana, and she helped Ellie settle near her in the beautiful Flathead Lake area. Barbara believed Ellie would thrive in a new environment.
I sponsored her because I knew that she needed to be here to grow more. And she became more and more open as time went on and really wanted to be here because there was something here that she needed to know.
Since I've come here, so much has happened. There's something in this valley that's pretty profound.
Ellie made many new friends in Montana, and in late 2004, met Jake Bryson. They felt a powerful and immediate attraction. The next year, they were married.
She's awesome. She's so level-headed, and she's just an amazing person.
Ellie's life seemed to be going smoothly, but flashes of strange experiences that she couldn't explain haunted her.
I was lost. Like, I just didn't know what the hell was going on.
Ellie saw visions of other worlds and alien beings. Throughout her life, she had what felt like memories, but how could they be?
I think lots of people have experiences that they know aren't dreams, but they don't know what to do with it. So they just kind of put it to the back of their head and say, oh, it must have been a dream.
David Jacobs, author and professor at Temple University, has studied abduction phenomena extensively.
People who had abduction experiences, it starts in infancy and goes all the way through old age, and it continues over and over again. But it's a secret phenomenon. They don't want us to know what they are doing to us, is the bottom line. So as soon as it's over with, people know something odd happens. They don't know what it is.
In late 2005, Ellie reached a breaking point. She began therapy sessions with Joni Roth, a licensed hypnotherapist who has worked with hundreds of women who claim to have been abducted.
Many clients really do feel lost because what they know inside is not supported from the outside.
Hypnosis regression therapy is a powerful technique that allows people to recover memories hidden in the unconscious.
Almost feels like a disc, like one of those typical ships, that you see the stereotypical ships, but it's a room.
Ellie began exploring her strange memories with Joni Roth. Almost immediately, she remembers a childhood incident she had forgotten or repressed. It happened when she was 3 years old.
I was in the back seat of my parents' car, and I was looking out this window on my right, and I was just, holy it was just huge, like nothing I'd ever seen before at that, what I remember. And I just knew just knew not to say anything to my parents. It was just like, let it go. They don't need to know what I saw.
Ellie believed this memory really happened. Somehow she had known it her whole life, but didn't know how to deal with such an unbelievable experience.
It's like your brain would have to break down to get over a concept of that there's other beings, other life here. Because it's not acceptable. Everything would have to change.
Ellie had a sense that something else happened during the sighting when she was 3, and turned to Joni Roth to help her explore it further.
I can see the back of the seat in front of me, and next thing I know, in an instant, I'm in the ship.
An alien being walks her down a long corridor. She didn't know where she was going or what he might do to her.
I am stopped by the being, and we face each other, and he gets down on his haunches and he communicates information to me. His eyes are green and they get really green, like green lights, and the information goes right in here. I was able to feel what he was telling me, and it's that it was my time to forget everything. That someone would come along and help me remember, and then I forget everything. And then it was after that I started having the nightmares, and the fear set in.
Ellie now understood the reason for her lifetime of strange feelings. She had experienced something she couldn't understand or talk about with anyone.
It's like you experience something and then you forget about it, and then you remember it and you're like, oh my God, it's always been there.
It was in that session that Ellie said, I really can't deny this anymore. And that these were experiences that she's had.
Her husband, Jake, never doubted Ellie's stories. He encouraged her to find out exactly what was happening to her.
I think her stories are pretty cool. It's not the normal thing in life as far as a lot of the world's concerned, but there's some things in life that you're confronted with that aren't normal.
For decades, Ellie had been afraid of what she might discover about her abduction experiences. Now she was shocked by how positive she felt about them.
I was being treated with such regard and such love that I was very important. I'm very important in worlds that I don't know about, and it's like, I'm not crying because I'm sad, it's because my body is in shock. My world has been turned upside down. Because this doesn't feel real anymore.
Ellie's nightmares continue. She's desperate to find out what's happening to her. When we return, Ellie recalls yet another encounter, a frightening mass abduction. Ellie Bryson recently discovered memories that she was abducted by aliens at age 3. Although she can't explain the encounters, she believes they made her feel like an outsider her whole life.
I never had anything in the culture that would reflect back to me or mirror back to me all the stuff that was going on in my body. You just know that there's something going on, and I couldn't see it anywhere.
Throughout 2006, the disturbing incidents continued. Then one day, Ellie awoke with physical evidence that she believes proves she's been abducted.
I get bruises that don't make sense, and sometimes they're long bruises, would indicate fingers or whatever. I've had implants in my ear here, and I could move it around.
Those who study abduction phenomena have yet to determine the function of these alleged implants.
Everybody used to think, well, they're a locator device. I think that they're very complex mechanisms. They might be medical record storage devices. They might monitor hormonal levels, as far as I know.
Despite these physical signs, many may still doubt that aliens abducted Ellie.
When I talk about it, people automatically infer that it's a dream, but it's not a dream. It's definitely real.
They know that something wrong is happening, something off kilter is happening, but it's happened for so long, they just incorporate it into their lives, and it becomes there's almost a sense of normality to it.
Those closest to Ellie know she can be trusted.
She is courageous. She will move to the next step. She will go to whatever lengths it takes for her to be able to understand these things.
In 2006, Ellie gathers the courage to share her experiences with her husband Jake for the first time. She is shocked when Jake reveals he has also been kidnapped by aliens. A year before he met Ellie, he had a vivid dream of making love with a woman on an alien spacecraft. Now he believes it was no dream. It had actually happened, and the woman was Ellie.
I was having these experiences where I was on a ship and there was intimacy between her and myself. It was different, but it was exciting, and I never really thought that it was gonna transpire like that.
He was telling me that he was on the ship with me intimately before we hooked up in this world. Even in Ireland, I had this like weird energy in my body, like a sexual energy that was like nothing I've ever had before and didn't make any sense.
Had aliens brought Jake and Ellie together? When Ellie saw an old picture of Jake, she suddenly had flashes of experiences with him throughout her life.
He showed me a photograph of him when he was about 20, and I just couldn't get over it. I knew him. I've known him forever, you know, forever, and the beings brought us together, and apparently that happens a lot.
They both believe powerful forces brought them together and keep their relationship strong.
It was kind of like I had realized who the person for me was. And it was just like a soulmate. Meeting a soulmate, it was just very exciting.
Ellie's otherworldly connection with Jake continues. Some nights, she and Jake feel a presence in their bedroom.
We often fall asleep at night and we know we're not the only ones in the room. And we both know it at the same time. It's like, they're here. You know, we know it. They're just waiting for us to fall asleep.
Many would be terrified by the idea of aliens lurking in their bedroom. Yet Ellie and Jake welcome the visits. They believe that aliens hold amazing secrets and hope one day they will reveal them.
All I know is that I want to keep doing this work and become more aware and know what's going on so I can help other people see. But I don't know enough just yet. I feel like statues.
Ellie was driven to discover more.
Mind frame.
She tried to reach other memories in hypnosis sessions with Joni Roth.
Chess pieces that are just...
She recalled an experience from 2 years ago.
It's a mass abduction, and it's thunder and lightning. It's like the arms of the clouds are swirling in like galaxy arms, kind of feels like, and there's lightning and boom, 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 it's come out of that center. I see all these people just walking to their ships because the ships are here and they've got like a blue-white beam coming out on the ground, kind of like a spotlight, and all these people are walking to their respective blue-white beams. And I'm like, you know, where's my ship? You know, I want my beam. And the ship just comes in, totally silent, and moves so fast and just stops right there. And it's big, you know, it's not huge, but it's still a big piece of matter that didn't make any noise. And the beam comes down, and I'm like, cool, you know, here's my beam. I have this feeling in my body that I've never experienced in this time space world, where it's the most exhilarated I've ever been, with extreme terror at the same time. Next thing, I'm in the ship, and I can see the walls all curved round.
When we return, Ellie remembers meeting a remarkable creature, which she believes could reveal why aliens visit Earth. Ellie Bryson believes she has been repeatedly abducted by aliens since she was 3 years old. Recently, she discovered memories of alien abductions through hypnosis therapy. She feels each experience she recalls takes her closer to discovering a great mystery that has haunted her life.
I suppose my experiences as they came to me, they come in a kind of linear fashion, or there's a glimpse, and then I explore it further.
As Ellie and I continued to work together, there was really an unfolding of these layers. Every session tended to get just deeper and deeper.
With Joni's help, Ellie believes she is about to discover an amazing secret. The reason why aliens allegedly abduct hundreds of people each year.
I'm on a ship, and there are 3 beings, and they're about 4.5 foot tall, with the big heads and the big eyes.
Ellie is alone with 3 aliens. Remarkably, she is not scared. Then she sees something truly amazing.
I noticed there's a little being standing behind the tall person. She felt like a little girl, and she was probably about 2 foot tall, and she's like sticking her head out, and she's just looking up at me, and she's got these huge, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous eyes that are like deer eyes. I suppose is really the closest. Like when you think of a deer, you know, those, and the energy of a deer, you know how, like, you know, they're just so sweet. I'm just like looking at her, and I just love her. It's beyond intellectual or rational thought. And they tell me that she's my daughter. She's my girl. And the being to the left has a little baby in a blanket. And the being hands me the baby, and I'm holding the baby. The baby has like these long, skinny little fingers. The baby wraps those 3 little fingers around this middle finger, and I can see it right now. And that was my baby.
Ellie realizes something incredible. The aliens had harvested her genetic matter to make the babies. She has come to trust the aliens' intentions. She believes it reveals why aliens come to Earth. They are creating hybrids, beings that are part human, part alien. In fact, she believes she is one.
I know I'm one of those beings. For some reason, I'm in this body to experience stuff, but I'm not from here.
As outlandish as this idea may sound, some who study alien abduction reports, including David Jacobs of Temple University, support this idea.
What I discovered was that this was a program, that this has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and is goal-directed. I began to hear story after story, account after account about this, and I began to realize they are making these hybrids who look more and more human to be here where we will all be together. At least that's what they are saying over and over again. And they got me to believe them. I believe that this is in fact the goal of the program.
Jacobs believes aliens intend to populate the Earth with hybrids. Ellie feels the aliens' mission is a positive one because of the emotions she felt from them during her abductions.
And then there's beings that are love and light and want to raise the Earth's consciousness so that we can move on to the next step in evolution, because that's what this is about. It's not that we're going to grow 6 fingers or, you know, become superhumans. It's because we have to be more conscious and more aware, and that's the next step.
Could it be that alien hybrids walk among us? Is Ellie actually one of them? Whatever the truth, Ellie has found a sense of peace about her role in the universe.
I feel connected, I feel happy, I just feel Even when things are going, might look like they're going bad, it doesn't matter. I feel like I have the world right here. It's powerful. I feel powerful. I feel very lucky. You know, I just feel like I have it all, and it's just waiting to unfold.
Ellie has come full circle, from a childhood of feeling disconnected to her life now, where she feels she has been chosen to explore a new world.
Knowing that there is a bigger world, it's the only reason I feel I have been alive, is to experience remembering. The only reason why I'm here. It was really important for me, because I don't know if I would have made it through without that to get to this point.
Ellie hopes that her story will help encourage others who suffer with these experiences to come forward without fear of what people may think.
I think that the culture in general believes that people who have had alien abduction experiences are crazy and insane. And it's probably one of the biggest fears of people that I work with. Fear that they're going to be looked at as insane or crazy. And that's one of the areas where I think these people are very courageous, because they're willing to say who they are and accept who they are despite what the world might think of them.
For the people who would watch this and it would resonate with them on some level, it would be good for them to explore it, to trust their body and not pay too much attention to the dialogue in their head that says, oh, you know, you're imagining it, it can't be true, it can't be real. Because what if it is? You know, what if we're not the only ones here? It's worth the risk.
Are we alone in the universe? In the search for an answer, we have gazed to distant stars. Now we search the deepest corners of the mind to explore the many confessions of alien abductions.